We're doing it live. We're doing it live. Hey, Diet Dr. Pepper. Hi, y'all. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Good times. So, how are you? I am just got done mowing half the yard because I have a battery and I can't find the battery, um, the second battery. So if you have a battery operated mower, it lasts for about 40 minutes. And so I didn't even push it to the end because I was right there. I was at 40 minutes. So it was good, die sooner or later. And mainly because my front yard had really grown fast. So got that done. Gonna do some fish stuff today after our live stream, waiting for that battery to be done. I have a puppy next to me. And perhaps later on, I will show you Maggie. I hope that you guys are having a great weekend. Work has been real busy this week. Doug Gray, the man who survived a week at Skinwalker Ranch, Peter Thiel. Yeah, Skinwalker Ranch. By the way, Doug, I hooked up with H-Vault. A lot better than Discovery Plus because you don't have to put up with those stupid romance shows. Yeah, all the stuff on there is stuff that you and I like. Rita, good morning. It's I was watching Hunting Hitler. I was binge watching that yesterday. 216 episodes of Ancient Aliens, all their documentaries. Yeah, pretty strong for $4.99 a month. So there you go. What's going on, everybody in your fish rooms? Life's good here. I've got getting lots of fish stuff done this weekend. When I'm done here, I'm going to have, I picked up for my Memorial Day weekend. I picked up, because on Monday, Coral Works, what's up? I'm probably going to do stuff around the house. And I'll do meal prep for the coming week. What I do, here's what a single man does who works. Single ladies probably do the same thing. So I'm not trying to be a sexist here. Not that I would ever be. Is that I do meal prep. So I make usually some sort of stir fry, brown rice, veggie with a different sauce on it. I make, I make 4 meals, one at that time, and I freeze 3. And then 2 days later, I do the same thing again. And essentially, my freezer is full of food. And it's all prepped, it's all healthy. Because you can make healthier food choices if you have something ready to go. So there you go. Because I realize my fish and my dog eat better than me most of the time. Yeah, they also, I don't have a Costco here. I have Sam's Club, and they have the same thing. I don't need that many veggies, even in I just go and get the thing at Wally World. Works out just fine. Yeah, Costco has world-class hot dogs. So does Sam's Club is there too. Yeah, so I like that a whole lot. I am a big fan of both of those. I had that I got at Sam's Club, one of those snack packets, keto snack packets. I realize I have too many carbs in my life, simple carbs. So and again, I don't need a lot of sugar. The worst thing about working in an office is this. is there are in our sales office, the sales crew, all ladies, by the way, and really terrific people. They have a candy thing, a candy bowl that they keep loading up. Yeah, it's not good. So I think I'm gonna pick up on payday, well, a healthier option just loaded in there. We eat way too many simple carbs. Simple carbs are great, by the way, if you're out doing what I did, mowing the lawn. Simple carbs, quick energy, real strong. But most of us are not that busy. Melvin, what's up, buddy? They do have a swear jar. Yes, they do. And I want to tell you how honest everybody is at my office. There has to be like 30, 40 bucks in that swear jar. And it's out in the open and no one touches it. And in my office, you know, unless you're one of the bosses that have your own private office, everything's open. So it's anybody could swing by and help themselves to a little cash money. A little cash money indeed. Let's see, what else do I know? I've been busy with yeah, work's been busy. I have another 3 weeks of real busy stuff, and then I can begin to I need to take a week's worth of vacation coming up. And just staycation, do stuff, and go from there. Go from there all the way around. I went to by the way, Swordtail Guppies posting on Aquabid. That is my pooch. It's okay, sweetie. It's okay. It's all right. I have some Swordtail Guppies up. Fish family, good morning. Or good afternoon. It's afternoon here in Joplin, Mo. Couldn't be more beautiful. We are in, it has not rained here in over a week. A week ago Friday in the morning. It was done by 10 a.m. Since then, no rain. No rain through the weekend. Except we sure need it. I live in a small enough town that there's a lot of folks who are who farmers that are near to where you go out of town just a little bit, you see farms, which is nice. I think that's cool. And but I will say this about farmers, who are great, by the way. It's but they whine a lot. We all tend to whine, don't we? But farmers, it's just raining a little more, a little too much. Oh, it's raining. It didn't rain enough. Oh, it's too cool. Oh, it's too hot. They are a whining bunch. But I ran into a farmer today, a guy named Sid, someone I know. I was out. There was a walk going on in the community. And I went out there for it for a little bit and walked Maggie. And yeah, no, he said it's been perfect for him because this spring he got to grow a lot of hay for his cows. He's a cattleman. They don't really call them ranches in Missouri. They're cattle farmers, cattlemen. See, Doug, Melvin's trying to help you out. Finding a nice single lady from the Philippines who loves guppies as much as you do. What could go wrong? So yeah, speaking of the whole dating thing, I'm still communicating with this gal that I've been seeing on and off now for a little over, about a year and a half. I don't know. It's I don't know what the deal is. So she seems to accept my fish life. So there you go. She likes my dog. Here. Hey, our CB's here, Petroman. By the way, I forgot to say this Memorial Day weekend. Uh, my great uncle Joe was shot down by the Nazis before D-Day. He and his crew. My uncle Joe was a pilot. He was 23 years old. He was killed November 18th, 1943, about 50 miles away from getting to England. He perished in the North Sea. If he survived the onslaught of bullets and shells, he perished in a cold North Sea. It's we'll never know, of course. No remains were recovered. All I can tell you is this. Monday, you'll hear a lot of people thanking veterans, which is great. We should thank veterans every day. But it's really about who we've lost. My dad served during Korean conflict. He was not sent to Korea. He served his time in the Army at Fort Sill, which is about 4 hours away from here. Hey, Ian, how are you? My dad's younger brothers did not go to Vietnam. They served during the Vietnam conflict. My mom, her older brother, served in Korea, and he was one of the Frozen Chosen. And her younger brother was old enough during Nam, during the thing about Nam, but I kept going to college, and mainly because of the experiences of my older uncle who had served in Korea. So, yeah. Doing great. Just been busier than heck. Got done, just finished mowing the front yard and half of the side and back. My battery is charging in the bedroom, and here with the pooch, and life's good. Yeah, now my uncle, I read something online, had bombed a Nazi facility in Norway, which was apparently a heavy water plant. And heavy water was one of the ingredients in the atomic bomb, and still is, and probably still the hydrogen bomb. Heavy water is sort of one of the deals there. So there you go. Yep. So again, for those of you who have lost a family member, in any of our conflict. Of course, I didn't know my Uncle Joe. Uh, he was, though pretty doggone young when he died. My sister was like 6 or 7. I have not heard from Eric. It's I do exchange notes with his dad. So then, gang, again, anyone, and I know some of you have family members where they lost someone during any of our conflicts, and again, we remember those people, uh, this weekend, and try to do something. Okay, back to fish. The founders of Monsanto manufactured heavy water and were involved in 3 Mile Island incident. I mean, bear, because Monsanto doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's interesting. It's it's okay, Cora. Cora works. You that's pretty strong. Your heavy water trivia. That's what this is about. So let's see here. Biggies. What is up? So my I have to set it. I have this side fish room that I haven't even started building yet. And I am going to do it. I'm taking a staycation. And when I first moved into my house 3 years ago, I had to move over aquariums. So I had this room in the back, but I had to get it like refloored, and there just wasn't enough time, because I was in a thing where I had to get out of the house, the condo I was renting, and get in, move the fish over. So I set up, let's see, 14 aquariums in the kitchen. And I realized it wasn't a great place to do it, but I was out of time. So now I'm going to I have a bunch of aquariums I haven't set up yet. I'm going to get those going. I'm going to move all these fish over there and then take these aquariums down and move that rack into the other room here and go from there. So that's what I'm going to do. George, I am well, my friend. Yeah, well, congratulations, Ian. I have guppies, placostomuses, super reds, and guppies. And I do have, but I think my colony has crashed, of fire red shrimp. So there you go. Yeah, Diet Dr. Pepper. Oh, it's nice. It's the beauty about our sport and about our hobby. You can change your mind. Now, I know Doug has guppies and he has a couple other things. What other fish do you guys have? It's people have asked if I ever have done saltwater, and the answer is no. And I will tell you why, because I never wanted to do it. I am guessing. I have a feeling, I got this note from Chewy before that he was watching and he was lurking, and I'm hoping that he's lurking today, and I'm pro lurking, and so it's that's sort of the deal. He said he was lurking last week, sent me a note, so I'm guessing that's what he's doing today. I'm all I do that by faith. Yeah. Went to see if I got a note in Messenger from our buddy Chewy. I have not. So maybe he isn't watching. We're all hoping for the best. Discus and Corey's, Guppies and Corey's, 2 saltwater, 18 freshwater. It's good. It's Danio's, Endler's, Corey's, and you have 1 Florida flagfish. There you go. Thank you very much, Fish Fam Link. I appreciate that. Thumbs up is strong. I always like that. So I took Maggie out for Maggie was out with me. We went walking around the downtown Joplin for about an hour this morning. She was very happy. And when we're done here, I will, before I eat, I'm going to take her for a nice long walk and bring my camera with me, see if I can get some good outdoor photography. No, Maggie will not be bred. And I'll tell you why. Her co-owners are her breeders. And the co-owners were unhappy with the litter she came from. And Maggie's development, they said, I could show her and eventually get a championship on her. But they think that it's just, not right for the breed. It's fine. So Maggie gets, Maggie will be spayed in July, and which is good. And I may get a puppy next year. I may get a female puppy and try to get, but Maggie's going nowhere. Maggie's my buddy. I love her. They want to know if I wanted a puppy this year. And I said, no. I said, she's just coming out of the puppies. And so I wouldn't have had a problem with a puppy from her, mainly because, it's anybody who's had bred dogs. The mother dog and the puppy, they both grow up together pretty quick. So there you go. Yep. So she won't be bred, which is disappointing, but it is what it is. I want, it's the breeder's very concerned about the quality of the breed and how the breed looks. She certainly is beautiful, but her body structure isn't quite right. but her head is very nice. She has very cute. And so there you go. Realize I better plug in my laptop because it was just about to run out of juice. So it's when I get the other room set up, I'll do a couple of tanks of different types of shrimp. I really like the shrimp. I will also go and do one of my big aquariums. I am going to move in there, the 55. The 65 I'll leave in the living room. No one ever says it is what it isn't. Shrimp are fun. I will say this is that some folks are all about shrimp. The deal is about them. They have unique behaviors, and it's different than fish. And yeah, I like them. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the shrimp. I'm also a big fan of the yeah, it's the interesting thing here is that Doug was talking about this. Yeah, that's my problem, Rita. I put them in a tank that has super red plecos and guppies and extra guppies, and the big female guppies eat them. So they really should be in a a shrimp only tank. Should really be in a shrimp only tank. So, and which someone warned me about, and at the beginning I wasn't having any problems at all, and then all of a sudden that's what happened. So good. Let's see. Next weekend, gang, I won't be here because there's a work event out of town, and I will be gone on. I'm leaving at 5 a.m. next Saturday morning. Going to it's either Branson or Lake of the Ozarks. I have no idea. It's I'm not driving. One of my boss is driving, so it's just that's all so I get to go do that. Maggie gets to go to her daycare, which she loves. And so I'll be gone, and it just and I won't be able to get away from the thing because they do a lunch when we normally do this. I can't just escape to the hotel room and fire up the laptop. I will have my laptop with me because it's because my work is, just in case there's something I have to get done for the office. Always bring my laptop with me. That's one of the things that it's and you never know. It's now the good thing here is they've got this thing called Whova, WHOVA, which they give you points. And last year I took the year off. But the year before I went out and they give you like $100 gift card if you win this thing. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. So this I took last year off because I was a two-time winner. Didn't want to seem like I was a pig. Figured I'd let people in. So now I am going to just go out and destroy them. See if I've changed my phone since then, so hold on. And all right. Got that down. Can't wait to destroy it. No, show you my little buddy here. So there you go. The other thing about shrimp keeping, some people, and again, it's like really weird. I will say this: you have to have really hard water to make it work for shrimp. The other thing about shrimp, which I have here, is that you have to get them the right things to gnaw on. They're relatively really not difficult to keep. But again, you have to have hard water. Uh, you know, shrimp food, which some people say you need. I've never used it. Didn't seem to be a problem because they're just like Corey's. They just go out and eat. What gets in the substrate. So there you go. I do not have shrimp friendly substrate, which by the way, I think is a scam. I don't think it's necessary. I have I use two different types of substrate. I use the Fluval, and I use the what's the other one that a lot of fish fam people use? My mind just went blank on it. I can look it up on Amazon. It's just not at the top of my head, and because that's where I get it. And I have, let's see here. Oh yeah, Eco Complete. Eco Complete. I have. I believe I have in this aquarium. Works fine. Works fine. So now the shrimp people who are really, really into it, they may argue with me. I just haven't seen the difference with it. So that's my shrimp keeping type of deal. I got my shrimp off of Aquabid. I got like 10 and they threw in a few extras. And I have sold hundreds of them. They reproduce really fast for me. So I'll get that going, which is nice. The other thing about the shrimp, I understand you can keep them at room temperature. I've always kept mine with a heater inside at keeping them at around 76 degrees, 78 degrees, somewhere in there. Worked fine. Not a problem. So it's And again, it's just, and there are people who know a lot about shrimp. I don't. Uh, it's just, I'm never going to tell you that I am captain expert on something I'm not. Uh, but I've kept them successfully until these guppies started eating them, and I've moved out as many as I can. And I'm Captain Alien. You see, there you go. Yeah, Rita, here's the deal. I'm going to tell you something that that there are wide variables you can do for fish care for most, especially freshwater fish. My saltwater experience is nada, so I don't necessarily know everything, but I know that saltwater is much less forgiving than freshwater for most fish. Now it's Joe, you can tell us about discus keeping, whole different ball of wax, especially if you want to get those things to breed. I'm a big fan of discus. I've never kept them, but I love them. They're gorgeous. It's never kept angelfish. Maybe I'll do that in the new when I get the new fish room up. Maybe I'll see if I can set up a breeding pair, and then I have more angelfish that I know what to do with. So that's one of the things I just wanted to share with you. Um, it's what I also have learned about, and here I am on Fishtube. There are some fish tubers who know what they're talking about, who are really good at what they're discussing, and they're really good at what they do. There are many more who have no idea, that have no idea what they're doing. It's it reading books on it, looking at stuff. You can read all the books in the world, but if you don't have practical experience, uh, if you went to college and you got a degree in something that you could actually apply in the real world, like an engineering degree, or you're an accountant or a dentist or whatever. Yeah, Rita, that's the way to do it. Select bet. Now, actually, you have some idea of what you're doing about it. You have a lot of the idea. Um, yeah, trial and error has to do with it. I look at the fundamentals. If they say, hey, you can keep a guppy somewhere between 70 and 80 degrees, and you can, by the way. The big thing is that for a lot of people, the right temperature is like 75, 76. Generally, most of my aquariums are about 76 degrees. Works great. I had a heater die, and I didn't realize, because I have a temp gun that I go and run, and I don't run it all the time. And I was doing my regular water changes, and I noticed, wow, that's cold. And so I put I put the temp gun on. Oh my God, that thing is like 68 degrees. So I ordered it was actually one of my big tanks. I ordered a new a new heater. It arrived a few days later. And it took me a while to, to install it. And then, I have this thing. When I put the glass thing in there, I usually wait 24 hours before plugging it in. My deal. I don't know if that's right or not, but that's what I've always done. So I waited a day, plugged it in, got that thing up to 76. Well, the fish were really in low temperatures. Oh, brother. Maggie, sit. Oh, hold on. There we go. Good girl. Maggie, sit. What? I'm talking to people, Maggie. Come here. Again, still a little bit of the puppy thing. So she's sitting back here, gandering at me, and giving me that look that sometimes. What? What? You want a treat? She who must be obeyed, right? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, I'm coming. One of the reasons why I normally set her up in her kennel is because she all right, got her a treat here. I put it inside a cow hoof. So there you go. Cow hoofs. They're strong. And this one is a hard chewer, which is very unusual for Brittany. Normally known for soft teeth because they're a point and retrieve type dog, and so I cannot give her a stuffed toy. I got an indestructible one for her. It took 30 seconds for her to break into it, and I went back to PetSmart with it, and I had to argue with the manager. So there you go. So I put an ice cube in her water, which usually she really likes. So there you go. So does anybody have big plans this weekend? You've heard mine. Very exciting stuff around the fish room, hanging out with the dog, yard work. Maybe I'll vacuum. It's been a while since I've done that. Yeah. Anybody going to a barbecue or going to a traditional Memorial Day type deal? Now, I was noticing that I drive by a cemetery on the way to work and back. And if the zombie apocalypse happens, I'm going to be hitting a lot of zombies. That being said, you're setting up a new tank? Yep, there you go. That chewing is her on an ice cube. Her on an ice cube, so that's good. I'm not a big. I've been to a couple of NASCAR races and short tracks in my life, but I'm not necessarily a real big car racing fan on the tube or even in person, but I've been to some. I like it. It's nice. Uh, Probably the only time I definitely watch it is tomorrow. So there you go. Nice. It's I have a family wedding that has popped up that I got invited to, and it's out of town, and it's like in 3 weeks, and and I don't know if I can get away from work. I'm trying. I have to talk to my boss. So it's I have no idea. I would love to go, and it would be an honor to attend. I always enjoy doing that if you can. It's but it would be like a drive down on. It's about 6 hours away. It's like a drive down on Saturday morning and come back on Sunday type thing. Well, you're welcome, Fish Family. You know what? It kind of helps, maybe. It's it I need to sort of figure that out. I have to talk to my boss, and because I would prefer that I would like to be out of town for this. I'd like to do it. And if at all possible, and go do that and be there with with some friends and family and do that. Like making those trips if you can. I should go to Alien Con again. I want to go to Egypt Con. They're bringing in that guy who's the expert in mummies. The mummy and pyramid expert is going on tour. I'd like to see that. Yeah, I would love to go to Alien Con again. If you don't know what Alien Con is, it's the Ancient Aliens thing. And they actually do a deal. So Alien Con Home. Let's see what's coming up here. It looks like the lone one for this year. Oh, they just add new dates. And so it's I wonder if they have tickets to Alien Con in there. They have one for Pasadena. I'm not going to Pasadena. But Doug, go to the alienconstore.com, alienconstore.com. They've got a great Alien Con t-shirt and a Giorgio bobblehead. So there you go. That's strong. I am not over the top on aliens being here all the time, by the way, gang. Doug and I watch it and we text each other when something totally nuts is said, which is every episode. Completely, utterly nuts. Man, Sacra Tomato. I would love to go to Sacramento again Anybody going to Sacramento, I'll give you a restaurant tip. It's a local fastish type, it's faster, quick serve Mexican restaurant called Jim Boy's. It's awesome. Yeah, Melvin, there's absolutely gorgeous colors of shrimp. Absolutely. Absolutely, just gorgeous colors of shrimp. It's that's one of the real neat things about them. Yeah, it's shrimp are kind of like guppies in that way. Yeah, saltwater shrimp are very cool. I again, I my whole deal with saltwater is gorgeous. I love going in. I love looking at the corals. I love looking at that stuff. I have just never been bitten by it. And that can change. Like for me with bettas. Do I love bettas? Yes, I do. You have two species of pistol shrimp. They're always snapping. Yep. I will tell you, bettas. I have purposefully kept away from bettas. Here's why. Because my house would be filled with jars of bettas. Filled completely. Okay, here. Chewing on a cow hoof. It's always a win. Yeah, working at a store and all of a sudden working with the saltwater. Yeah, I worked when I was probably your age, Ian. I worked at one for about a year, and they didn't have a lot of saltwater tanks. And I never even got into the fish care section, even though that was my expertise. I was like cleaning out this particular thing is kind of unethical when you think about they sold puppies at this one. It's which kind of a little unethical. I did a lot of cleaning of puppy things. I had to do a lot of bird cages as well. And I kept saying, fish is sort of my jam. And this is where when I was in college, and my family had moved across the country, and I didn't have any aquariums set up at that time, but nearly all my life have had aquariums, and it was really, really, yeah, it was a real temptation. And it is, yeah, it's a real big deal. Freshwater gobies are also pretty attractive. But if I had bettas, trust me, it would be totally bonkers. It would be really over the top for me. So, all right, gang. Thank you so much. And we will see you in 2 weeks. Next week, I can't be here. I may pop in tomorrow and Monday, just depending. Thank you so much. And you have a great one. Happy Memorial Day. And my memory to those who have family members who have fallen in service of our country.